Hello, hello, hello. Just decided to go live at the last minute. Probably won't have anybody in here because I'm doing last minute. But since I'm recording this and I'm just talking to people, hopefully everyone has checked out my latest podcast. I'm really excited that I did. I made a special announcement on that podcast episode, and I had a special guest talking about the first time I ever did a reading in, lo and behold, Starbucks. And I talked about this on my podcast last week, but now I had a guest on there, Jeff, who tells the story. I also been working really hard on bringing new stuff to this channel, and I'll be posting a new video where I picked 3 people that I did speed readings for, which I promised I was going to be doing. We just listened to the Starbucks episode. What did you think? I'm really excited because you loved it. Okay, awesome. I got to listen to it. Oh, yay! Awesome, AJ. Awesome. Well, I'm working hard on so many things, and we are going to be doing a new podcast together. Howdy. Hi, Zachary. And I read your review on there for my mentorship. Thank you. Just listen. So lovely to hear you two having so much fun. Yes, we're going to do a podcast together that's going to be called When Starbucks Was Fun. It's our tagline will be When Starbucks Was Fun and We Were Young. And it's gonna kind of be like a 90s thing. Loved your energy in the newest episode. Thank you. So I guess you guys liked me bantering off with somebody. Apparently. My cat's come here. Come over here. She's gonna have to. I might have to let her out. Yeah, me and Jeff think we have like good energy together. And when we do this new podcast, it's going to be you and your reenact with the 90s. Reenacting myself. Wasn't that funny? Because I had to be like, right? Right? I had to be the bitchy self that I was. I was very bitchy in the 90s. And here's the funny thing. Kitty, say hi. The funny thing is that I was this way, but I had reason to. I had gone through like a lot of things in life, and it was not easy in the 90s in LA. But anyway, he's very accurate. So I thought it was funny because I had to like play myself. And that was funny, right? She's being very insistent. Okay. Wait, yeah, be a good girl and just sit there. So I think it's going to be fun because we're going to do this podcast where we're going to kind of go over like 90s, like things that were happening in the 90s, but it's really going to be centered obviously around Starbucks. We have so many stories. Like, people don't know the history of what really happened in those days, right? Oh my God, she's going to drive me crazy. Look at her. She's like, please include me. So I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. I still need everyone's story. I still need people's stories for the House Medium podcast, right? I still need that. Is it possible to use the intuitive reading to check on an entity you feel attached to? Um, I don't believe in attachments and entities. It's really not a thing, AJ. It's not something that actually happens. So I would never tell you there is attachment. People think that entities attach to you. They do not. Um, that's really not a thing. Usually it's more your own personal issues and demons that you're dealing with that cause these things. So I'm not a believer in attachments because I've been doing this a long time and it's really not something I've ever really seen. Energies don't attach themselves to you. They have a whole world they're living in. So they're not really interested in this world as much as people think. What happens is that you start paying attention to beings in that world. Like you are actually paying attention. So it's kind of like believing because you looked at me on Instagram and are going on TikTok and you looked at something and different videos keep popping up about the same subject, you think the videos are following you when really you're paying attention to them and those are the interests you have. So that's really what happens. Just coming to say hi because I finally caught message for live. Oh, hey, Lori. What's up? Finally. And I also got to read your yeah, I think people have a misconception about attachments. I think people always have this belief that spirits and entities are just running around wanting to attach themselves to people. So what I would do for you, AJ, is just kind of see what you're going through and see what's going on with you. So it would be more like an intuitive reading. Oh, happy almost new moon. Okay. Oh, there's a new moon coming up. Okay, cool. I don't ever pay attention to the moon. I'm not a big moon person. Putting my little asleep. Oh, okay. Sweet. Zachary, I wanted to thank you for your review on my mentorship. Um, I thought it was really funny and cute and wonderful. And I love that I'm doing these mentorships. It's really been awesome. I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted a video of a class because I'm going to start posting videos of classes instead of having people to come to a specific class. And I guess I should announce, correct, you're right. I should announce 50. I forgot to announce that I am giving 50% off of all my readings. Got you, Stephanie, with the code HAPPY for Mother's Day. If you're in my Patreon, then you get 50% off of gift certificates. But that's if you're in my Patreon, and the code will be over there. I might have to like put her outside, not outside, outside the door. Because she's knocking the desk around. She's pushing on me. So I'm so glad you guys got to listen. If you haven't caught up on my podcast, go check out the latest house medium. You'll know what I'm talking about. I had a really special guest on, and I had a special announcement because I'm going to be starting a new podcast that's going to be a completely different subject, but you know, we've both been wanting to do this, and here's what we hope: if we do this podcast about um, what it was like to open up, love your calico kitty. Thank you. She loves you, Evie. If I give her too much attention, she will not. Here she comes. She's coming back. She'll keep bugging me. No, no, no. She's very needy. She's just lay down, okay? Just lay down. Just lay down. All right, I know. Okay, so she's cracking me up because she's just being very, very attention needed. But anyway, the cool thing in that's going to be fun is that he has a lot of Starbucks memorabilia. I didn't realize, but I'm not surprised because Jeff is like a total like, oh my God, she's so cute. I know she's pushing her way. She's very like she wants attention. I don't know if she loves me or she just loves everyone because she does this to everybody. She just likes attention. She just likes attention. Your attention whore. Okay. All right. So, this is very distracting. This is why when I do readings, I have to push her outside the room because she will not stop. Like she's knocking my no, no, no. She's knocking my table around. Okay. So so distracting. So anyway, I posted my first class I was really excited about. Cute though, I know. I posted my first class that it's I'm doing things a little bit different. Thank you, Eric. And I did a class on opening your third eye, um, easy, like made easy is what it's called. And now you can like buy the class. It's $20. It's yours. You can watch it when you want. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to start building a library for classes. So I'm changing that, doing the mentorship, changing my okay. She has to like get down. She has to get down. She's cute until she like bites me because if I don't do what she wants. So I had to push her down and she'll be back. Watch, because she doesn't give up. Because she will bite me. Like if I don't do what she wants when she wants sometimes, or if I handle her, like if I have to like push her off gently, like kind of I wasn't even like I can't like pick her up too much. She gets a little touchy. I have to just kind of ease her, like kind of like guide her off of here. Um, what's your take on past lives? I don't believe in past lives. I have a pretty clear. I have a video on it. It talks all about it. I don't believe in past lives. It's not something. A lot of mediums don't go that way, but not me because from what I've seen, I think that the thing is I have a very modern view of spirituality. When people die, there's a whole world. There's a whole world there. There's a city, there's a world you learn, you live, you're living, you're growing. I think people think that people are obsessed with this place and they're not. It's not. It's kind of like, you're in this advanced world and you may connect to here to help people kind of wake up and kind of realize that there's a world beyond here. The reason why we don't see that world is because we're afraid of it. But this isn't the only place to grow and learn. You don't need to be reborn into a body to learn and grow. This is not the only place. So it doesn't match what I've seen about that world at all. And I think people think that things are like running so obsessed with us and following us and staring at us, and I get it because we it would be like someone thinking that about the internet. So on my way home from the gym, I got the hit that I would be cool to paint Adela's cat for her. I didn't know what she looked like, and I didn't know if she would bring it up. And wow, oh, cool. She shows up on camera. This is one of them. I have two. Yeah, that's cool. On the theme of attachments, what about hovering family members and ancestors? Is this something you've noticed in your work? Family members and ancestors do not hover at all. Zero. Nobody's hovering at all. They live in a whole different world than we do. And what it is like, it's almost like VR or almost like AR, where they're able to show their energy and show us while they're doing something else. It's kind of like sending you a text. And if, let's say, you took this our technology 200 years ago or 100 years ago or whatever, and you were texting them and they would wonder like, why are you here with me, or you're sending a picture of yourself or a video and they think you're there, but you're like, no, I'm at home, I'm not there, I'm existing in the more than one place. Nobody hovers. We are not the center of everything. We are not the center of everything, not even by a long shot. There is a lot of things to learn and grow and evolve. They move into a new world, and so they can kind of they let you know, they're connecting with you very much like someone sends a text or sends you a GIF, or someone sends you an email or a video. Just like right now, you're sitting here talking to me, and you can email someone, and you can text someone, and you can send a video of yourself, or there's a video of yourself somewhere playing. You're existing in more than one place at the same time. That is how they're doing it times 100,000 million, because the world they're in is more advanced. So they are just sending a piece of themselves to you while they're doing other things. Nobody's hovering. I hate to tell everybody this, but this isn't the end all be all. Is that when they are generally well? Not when, always. It There is no generally well. When people die, they're able to go into that world immediately. There is no wait time. It's not like this world. They're not waiting on time. There is no wait time. When you die, you immediately know that you're dead. It is a choice if you want to grow and you want to evolve. Nobody's floating around going, oh my gosh, where am I? That's not a thing. I talked to someone the other day, past only 2 days. I've talked to people the same day. I've helped people pass and then still talk to them the same day. People are very aware that they died right away. It has nothing to do with well or not well. People, when readers tell you that somebody doesn't want to talk, or they're not well, or they're wandering, or they're lost, it's because they cannot connect to them. So they're going to tell you that. And how would you know? Because supposedly they're the reader. So they're like, hey, they can't talk right now. Oh, they're lost. Oh, they're having a hard time. That's because they can't do it. So if a reader was honest, they would say, I just can't do it. I'm not capable of doing it. They don't do that. They pretend that whenever you get people emotionally upset and, oh my God, I'm worried and all that, then they don't question you. So, yeah, no, that's all the time. Soon as someone dies, they're in another world immediately, that very second, right away. Okay, Stephanie, what's your question? Go ahead. So, yeah, I know people want to make it so complicated, and they want to make it like they're in this world. Hey, Arcane, what's up? Hey, popping in. Hey, Chelsea. If you did bad things in life, are you meant to recognize it in death? If you want to, it's your choice. It's your choice. Some people want to. Stephanie, you can go ahead and put your question in. S- Um, some people want to. Some people want to face the things that they did, and some people don't. We all have a choice to look at our life through other people's eyes and kind of learn and grow. Hello, I'm text allowance is limited to let me see how I can condense this. Okay, sure. How can I buy a medium small reading? The links are in my bio, Arcane. It's through, you can go through my Cash App or PayPal. I just don't want to use Super Chat because I don't do get enough. I won't see it for like a million years because I don't monetize very much. So if you go into the description, there's 3 different ways, and it's 20. Um, who was I going to say? Hello. Okay, sorry. You're working on your question. Cool. So last week I was fired from my job. Oh gosh. Okay, that sucks. They gave me a reason, but ultimately I feel it was related because of the complications I'm experiencing with my pregnancy. I'm 7 months pregnant. Oh my gosh. What assholes then? I'm wondering if you see it being worth trying to sue or get a lawyer involved. Okay, good question. I got you, Victoria. What jerks? That's my first reaction. Sorry, but I think that's jerky. What jerkiness? Okay. I got you, Eric. Okay. Yeah. I had this happen to me, by the way. I had this happen to me. I wasn't as pregnant as you, but I was pregnant and I was working on Family Guy and they fired me, for the record. So everybody knows. I don't mind this being on air. They didn't fire me because I was pregnant, but they sure didn't care. Shitty. Isn't it shitty? Okay, I got you, Zachary. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at you, Victoria, because that's pissing me off. By the way, such a tough spot to be in. Absolutely. Here's my first gut reaction. Yes, I do feel like it's worth it to you. Absolutely. And I feel like you have a very clean cut case. And I will tell you, because I do a lot of law readings, normally I don't see that. I'm gonna have to put my cat out. She's acting up. Normally I don't see that this would be a clean cut case, but I do see this being actually easy for you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. I actually see that that because you have very clear I want to say you have very clear like evidence is the best word. Yeah, that's the correct word. Of course, that's the correct word. You have very clear evidence of what's going on. I don't feel like it's going to be hard because the vision I have is like you're going to be able to show the timeline, which is the most important thing. You'll actually be able to show the timeline. Like you'll go here, 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 here. And when I see the lawyer, that's what they're going to show, that the things that they were doing to you match the timeline of what was going on in your pregnancy. And you're going to be able to match it with what was going on and what the doctors were showing you. So I absolutely feel that this is what you should do. Hold on, everybody. You're gonna see this go blank because I'm just standing up real quick. Okay, you can look at this now. And I'm gonna let her out. I knew she was gonna be a problem. Okay. So does that make sense, Stephanie? Sorry to like slam down like this. Yeah, I have to put you on the list, okay, Arcane, because there's other people in front of you. Okay, so when it's your turn, I will call you out. Okay, Sebastian? It's been overwhelming. After Stephanie will be Victoria. It's been overwhelming. But I'm hoping it's worth it. I absolutely feel like it's worth it. I know it's overwhelming, but I absolutely feel like it's worth it. I feel like what I see is that there's like time, like you have um evidence that matches the timeline of the things that they were doing. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, when you guys did this, this is what was happening to me. When you guys did this, this is what was happening to me. Do you see what I mean? So I say a big yes. Absolutely. Oh, hold on. Why am I having all these rock forms? You're welcome. Hold on. Having technical problems, of course. It wouldn't be a normal day if Adela didn't have technical problems. Okay. So, yeah, when it comes to looking at the future, I try to, but the Open Your Third Eye course, but it says it doesn't ship on the Bahamas. What? It's online. It's not shipping, it's just a link that will be sent to you, AJ. So I wonder why it would say that. It's just a link. Maybe don't say you're in the Bahamas or something because it has nothing to do with anything. It's just a link that you will get sent for you to watch the video. So it's really shouldn't be interfering at all. You welcome, Stephanie. Yeah, so that's the thing, just to kind of when it comes to the future, everyone, everything depends on your actions, the things you do, the decisions you make sets like a domino effect to how the future unfolds. Um, and so whenever I look at when I'm looking into the future and a psychic level, I'm always looking at how the different dominoes are going. And when it comes to legal things, the cool thing about legal things is that it's very solid. You know what I mean? I'm going to look at the judge. I'm going to look at the lawyers. I'm going to look at your evidence. Oh, I got you, Lindsay. You're getting both, I see. So that's what I tend to look at when it comes to the future. That's how, and just so you know, you always have access to the future. Also want to remind everybody this week I pulled my next people for free readings. So in other words, I've pulled 3 more people for free speed reading. And when you see that video go up, if you got pulled, I will not pull you for the next week. Um, I do. I got you, Eric. I have you. You're after Victoria. So here's the order. Victoria, I'm about to read what you wrote. After Victoria is Eric. After Eric is Zachary. After Zachary is Arcane, and then Lindsay. Okay. Um, yeah, just so I have the video recorded. It's going to be posting tomorrow. I'll have a new YouTube video and you can put your name in for the next week poll. Because remember, I do a random pick of 3 people that I do speed readings. If you want to get guaranteed speed readings all the time, join my Patreon. So I don't know, AJ, I don't know why it's doing that. That's so weird. It shouldn't because it's a link. Okay, Tori, let's go. I'm a follower of the Irish goddess Bridget. I have an opportunity to do 6-month intensive class with an Irish Bridget priestess. Trying to figure out if I want to do it now or wait until next year. Ooh. Aren't we all excited for her? Okay. So here's my feeling. My feeling is that this year, the first hit I get on that is that this year would be pretty overwhelming to you. Like it would almost be like too soon to do something like this. It's almost like you filled your plates up quite a bit. And if you were to do something like that right now, it would be a little much, a little too much. So it doesn't feel good for right now. It feels good for later, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't see it for right now. I feel like you need to wait. I feel like when I look at right now, you're just kind of like overwhelmed, feeling like you're balancing a whole bunch of stuff. I've been on the fence. Yeah, I feel like it's a great opportunity, but I feel like you need to wait. You know what I mean? So So if you've been on the fence, then that's why, because it feels like it's like too much going on. You're like the vision I have is like you have all these plates and these bowls that you're balancing, and now you're adding on like a huge pot, if that makes sense. So I feel like this isn't the right time. Okay. She got to add. I'm sorry. I know the ads are annoying. I apologize. Dang it. I got an ad. I'm so sorry. But you have to realize YouTube will not push me out if I don't allow ads. It's the evilness of our world. I apologize, but I put on there the most conservative. I said conservative. It gave me a choice, and I'm like, conservative ads, meaning like, don't put too many ads, but it sucks. Adela, I bought my mom a gift certificate that expires in May. She decided not to use it. Can I use it myself? Does it have to be in May? Yes, it does, because they do have a 4-month expiration date. I do that because I'm just one person. I'm not an organization. I'm not like a company. It's just me. And I had a problem where I just had so many gift certificates that were just sitting around for years. Some people weren't using them for years and months, and I just can't do that. It's just I'm just one person with a little tiny practice. So I had to put it where people are clear, like these are meant to be used rather quickly. Because it's a service, it's kind of specialty. I have a very niche specialty service I do. I'm not a hairdresser or Macy's or something. So it does need to be used before it expires. And you can use it for yourself, no problem. And you can also use it to book out. Like you don't have to get the reading in May. Does that make sense? You can use the code and you could book it a few months out if you want. I'm talking to her tomorrow, so going to get a better idea of what involves so I can prepare for when the time is right. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot more than you're thinking it's going to be. So that's what I see. Okay, Eric, you're up. I just feel like when it comes to things in life, so many times I got you, Jason. So many times it's like about timing. You know what I mean? It's always about timing is such an important thing. Eric, who would you like me to connect you to? And after Eric, it's going to be Zachary. Um, I'm working on laying the foundation for prep for it. Okay, good. That's important. Yay. So I've been wanting to do a pet medium reading on my dog Freckles. Oh, what a cute name. Such a cute name. Okay, sure. So when it comes to animals, I always just want to remind people, and this is a little teaching moment for you all. I wanted to remind you that pets and animals, they're a little blunt, okay? So when I talk to Freckles, he's probably going to be blunt. Like they're not emotional. They don't go, "Oh, I miss you. Oh, I'm so upset." They're not, because they're very at peace and they have such a understanding of death that they aren't like emotional. So don't be surprised if they're not emotional. That's the thing I've learned, because animals kind of accept death as a natural state of life, and that they understand the cycle. Okay. So, and also when it comes to animals, I may not I can control the people world, like I push the spirits back, but I don't always control the animal world. So I may get some other animals that you were connected to. So we'll see. Okay. So here we go. Let's talk to Freckles. Okay. I see like a darker dog. So if this is like not making sense, and when I see this dog, they're kind of like really hyper. That's the best way I could describe, like very excitable. Um, I want to say they're black and white, not dark. Sorry. I saw light, and it may not be literally black and white, but I may just be seeing dark and light colors on them. But they definitely look dark and light. I didn't see, yep, black and white. Okay, cool. All right, hold on, everybody. I don't want you to see me bending over like, and I'm gonna knock the table. Not that I'm bending over. It sounded bad. I didn't want to knock the table because I had to plug in my computer, and sometimes I'm klutzy. So better err on the side of caution. Knock the table and everything goes flying. Okay. All right. So I see the dog's black and white. He's very excited. He's saying that his passing, he was kind of prepared for it. He knew it was gonna he's saying, like, listen, it was fine. He said everything was almost like he said everything was just kind of like shutting down, because he's kind of going around in this area, and he's saying that he always felt like he was going to throw up. He always felt sick to his stomach. Something about things getting stuck here, almost like when you eat, like things get stuck, like you can't get yeah, that's what he's talking about. And he's saying that he was kind of nauseous. He didn't feel he did like, it's so I'm sorry, I'm getting caught in the words because I'm feeling and tasting something, and it's almost like when there's poison in my body and I can't get it out. That's what it reminds me of. Almost like when you get backed up or your kidneys aren't working and everything just starts to get poisony, and he just felt like happy to go. And he wants you to know that this was definitely like he needed to get out of here. He enjoyed the time that he had with you. He said the time he had with you, you always made it fun and you were way more sensitive than him, but he liked the fact that you were active with him, cuz he's pretty active. Like he says that he liked being active, and this is how animals think. They talk about what they were going to do for you, and also just want to remind people when I'm reading, if you can talk back to me, because I'm just kind of feeling like I'm talking to myself and I need to get confirmations. um but yeah, so he's saying that when he felt like his job for you was to kind of get you out of side of your head and get you out of depression, or um, kind of feeling like you're thinking about stuff too much, because he was just like always ready to go and just like, do it an adventure and have a good time. So, yeah, hopefully you didn't get an ad and you're hearing everything I'm saying. Just remember, everyone, when I'm doing readings, if you can talk back to me so I know if what I'm saying makes sense to you or not. What's interesting here is she actually ran away, but I can see her having a male energy. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think that I just assumed. I don't even think it was an energy I was picking up on, but yeah, no, you're right. It did feel more a male energy. More, but I think that's just what I went to. She actually ran away. Okay. So you don't know if she died, but she or they definitely got me very active. So you don't know if she died? Oh, then we can't confirm it. I hope I'm picking up on it correct. Um, that's the only thing. Oh, this was a kid, so definitely passed by now. This was as a kid. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, it definitely felt very like male energy, very like that's what I picked up on. But obviously, wasn't. So Do you know how she died though? Oh, you don't know how she died. Okay. So you don't know how she died, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm queer, so it makes sense to me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I go on energy. I always went on energy, and when we started to kind of in the world, and go ahead, Zachary, you're next. You can go ahead and prep. Um and let me know who you would like to connect to. When we started using pronouns, I was really relieved because I've always seen people as energy. And when I used to do readings, I would say, oh, this person has a male, masculine energy, a feminine energy, or they have both and one stronger than the other. I always saw energy. So when now that we have pronouns, I'm like, oh my gosh, just and I used to try to explain this to people, and people would get they didn't understand it like 20 years ago. I was like, oh, they would go, oh no, I date this kind of person. I'm like, oh well, I just see energy. And I definitely felt like her energy was on the masculine side. Um, but anyway, yeah, so she's like completely having a good time. Like most animals do, they have a better understanding of death. Animals don't feel upset about death like we do. You like to talk to your uncle on the mom's side. So that's pretty cool because you always wanted to know what happened to Freckles. What a great name. And if no wonder she looks so hyper because maybe she was matching your kid energy or something because she just looked fun. And I hope that made sense. Okay, so after Zachary, it's going to be Arcane, aka Sebastian. So, Sebastian, you'll be next. And then after Sebastian is Lindsay. And then after Lindsay is Jason. Okay, your uncle on your mom's side. Okay. Getting my I'm getting my stones out. Okay, getting my stones out. I'm going to use this one. Uncle on my mom's side. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Just wanted to remind everybody I'm doing readings, but we're also kind of talking. Yes, yes, thank you. I'll add Freckles to my friends next Dia de los Muertos. Oh my gosh, so bad. Eric, I would love just pausing for a minute, Zachary. I really want to do something on my podcast this October on the Day of the Dead, but I don't know enough about it. I feel like you should come on and kind of teach us about it. I need somebody to teach about it and kind of the history of it, what the meanings are, because I'm very drawn to it. I'm very drawn to that. Ooh, I'd love that. Yes, thank you. And you're going to have to help me remember. But I don't think I'll forget. I'm very drawn to the celebration of the Day of the Dead, and I don't know why I'm always yelling when I'm on here. You guys can hear me fine. I'm very drawn to the Day of the Dead more than probably Samhain or any other type of holiday like this. I definitely have done Samhain several times. It isn't something I feel connected to. I've been a seer. If anyone doesn't know what Samhain is, I'm happy to explain it. But the Day of the Dead feels more like a draw to me. And I would love to do a thing on it to kind of talk about it. Um, kind of give a little bit of history of it and kind of talk about your experience with it or things you might have experienced on, it at that time. Right, everybody? Wouldn't that be cool? Um, and I've always wanted to go to a celebration here in LA because I know they have them, but I didn't know which ones ever to go to. Okay, Zachary. So we all have a plan for Halloween, October. We all know what I'll be doing on the house medium. Putting on lipstick. All right, Zachary. Just smeared my lipstick. Let's do your uncle on your mom's side. And remember, I'm going to tell you how he passed. And then if you can talk back to me and let me know if things make sense, okay? So the first thing I hear, he's very excited to talk to you. He said he knew he was going to pass. It was very easy for him. It kind of happened rather quickly in the sense that he didn't really feel like it dragged out in when it comes to um, the way he died. You know what I mean? So he's saying that like he started to experience a lot of eternal intestinal pain. I don't know what that means, but I feel like in my stomach and going in my intestines, all these things he's saying, it started to kind of rip apart inside of him. His insides felt like they were ripping apart. He actually felt really drawn. Yeah, he was in the hospital for a few weeks. Okay. He said that he was very drawn to this sort of thing. Like he did believe in life after death. He did believe something lied behind, but beyond here. And he wasn't afraid to die. He was afraid of getting sick, though, and being sickly and having to live like with a chronic illness, very spiritual. Okay, yeah. Because I immediately felt like this cool feeling like, oh, like he knows, he gets it. He's in this world. He was drawn to this world and he got it. He's saying something about, he's saying something about the month of this month. Cool uncle, very cool uncle. He's saying something about this month, the month of May. The end of May. That's something that's important, that's significant to the family. He also says that what he's really excited to share is that he's been able to manage and understand how the world that he's in works. He says it's so much cooler than anybody understands. He says there are no floating angels on a cloud. That's not how it works. He's like, everybody kind of helps each other. It's a collective understanding. But most importantly, he goes, there's lots to learn and do. He says, you're going in the right direction. Keep doing it. Don't worry about it. He was a university professor. Oh, cool. He says, keep doing what you're doing. You're going in the right direction. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody distract you. He also says something about lighting candles in his honor and thank you very much. Do you know anything about the month of May? Was significant? And he says, thank you for the honors that you do for him with the candles and the recognition. And talking about something about wolves. I don't know. Showing me wolves for some reason, white wolves. It does mean something. Felt like it's almost like I'm looking like maybe you're gonna, what's, oh my God, what? We all want to know, oh my God, what? And Arcane, are you still there, Sebastian? Because you're next. So get ready to ask for who you want. I'm painting wolves right now. Oh, wow. Did we not nail that? Because I said, did you hear me say, I feel like it's some kind of art you're going to be doing? Yeah, he's really easy to hear. Very easy to hear because this world he wasn't shocked that he was going into a world like this. He was like, yeah, I wasn't afraid of dying. I was more afraid of being sick. I wanted to talk to my Aunt Elma and on my dad's side. Okay. Okay, after Arcane, aka Blueberry, aka Sebastian. Yeah, he knew, right? He knew, right? Thank you so much, Zachary. That was awesome. After I talked to Arcane, aka Sebastian, aka Arcane, it's going to be Lindsay. So, Lindsay, you get your stuff ready, okay? You welcome. That was like a pleasure. He was just like, I felt like when I was talking to his uncle, was like lighting something up, you know what I mean? And just sitting back, just chilling and having a conversation. That's what it felt like. All right, let's get to Aunt Alma on your dad's side. Okay, Arcane, here we go. The first thing I hear from her is your Aunt Alma. She's saying that she says you are doing such a good job managing things for yourself, and that she says not to listen to anybody when they're criticizing what you're doing. She knew she was going to pass. She said she kind of felt like she had lived a life and she stretched her health. It's almost like she's showing me like feeling like almost like where I feel like I have high blood pressure. You may not know these things, Sebastian, Arcane, sorry. But the way she's showing it to me is almost like when someone's having heart issues and blood pressure issues. She was having a lot of problems and she knew her health was declining, and she kind of was just going to play it out. Like she was just going to kind of let nature take its course. She wasn't really looking to do much about it. She says that she's tried to kind of let you know that you have support because she knows that you need, and I know a little bit about your life. And remember, you got to talk back to me when I'm doing readings, everyone. I don't want to just be talking out into the void. She passed from lupus. Okay, thank you. She's saying that she has been a supporter of you. That's what I heard. And she's been a supporter from that other realm of what you're doing. And she's very proud of the directions you take. She didn't always agree with a lot of the things that your family were doing when she was alive. It wasn't her way. She was actually a very loving, kind of religious person, but her religion was coming from a good place. Like she did believe in loving people and supporting people and helping people. Like she wasn't being that way because she wasn't in religion to control or tell people what to do. She actually had a really big heart. Um, Oh, so she says that, she just wanted you to know that you were supportive in that way. I don't think you know much about her. So it's a little difficult because when I do readings, I'm trying to get confirmations and things that people know. And my sense about you is that you don't know a lot about her and her life. So remember, you got to talk back to me because I got to kind of know if things I'm saying. Just to remind everybody, when I'm doing readings, please talk back to me because I don't just say stuff and put it out there. I would like confirmation. So I can't really tell you stuff about her because you can't confirm it, meaning like I normally do. I can only tell you what she's trying to do with you now, and that you may not know this about her, but she was kind of a little rebellious when it came to your family. Like she marched to the beat of her own drum. She kind of was very independent and outspoken, and she kind of pushed back on things that people would tell her to do. So she definitely supports that something you're trying to do as well. You see what I mean? Okay. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Lindsay's next. You're happy? Oh, yay. So I would talk to her, and she likes to give signs in a very magical way. Like, I know this sounds strange, but like, you might see like a candle flicker weird or lights flicker weird, things like that. Like, she's not going to really do butterflies and birds. That's not her style. Lindsay, you're getting a medium and an intuitive reading, right? So which would you like first? I want to talk to my grandma on my dad's side, also named Alma. What? She sent me an email. Oh, yeah, she didn't send you an email. You saw her name in an email, which they'll influence you when you see things. Okay, you're going to speak to your grandma on your dad's side, and then you're getting an intuitive reading as well, right, Lindsay? When you see something like a name or something on a license plate, they're not sending it to you, they're drawing your attention to it. Does that make sense? So they know that something is coming up, so they'll make you pay attention to it, then they'll make you think of them. No, just a medium reading? Oh, okay. Cool. All right, just a medium reading then. All right, here we go. So after Lindsay, it's going to be Jason. Okay. After Lindsay's Jason, everyone. All right, here we go. Here we go, Lindsay. Oh, and here's another sign. I guess this is a sign for both of you, for Arcane and Lindsay, because both your grandmas are named Alma. How weird. How crazy. How crazy. And I don't normally ask for the name, so you guys wouldn't have known that, except for today, because Blueberry Berry wrote the name in. Okay, so let's go with Lindsay's grandma. Okay. And then after Lindsay is Jason. So the first thing I hear about her, she's saying, "Oh, thank you for talking to her. She's very calm. She's very chill." She says she's very happy. She's young again. She did not like growing older, Lindsay. She said it was very difficult for her. She didn't like the feeling of it. I love that. So she's saying like she felt very relieved because her mind wasn't the way it used to be, and she felt like she was having a hard time keeping up with it. Like she had a hard time accepting that her mind wasn't as active, as it wasn't as sharp as she liked it. She was very smart. She was very like what she says, I was smart as a whip, and I kept track of things very well, and I was very on top of things. And she says it was very hard when that started to go. She hated it. She just doesn't like growing old at all. She says it's for the birds. Hopefully, they're going to have a pill for you by the time you get to her age, and you won't have to experience growing older, because she's very she's showing me that I like to make things, I like to read, I like to do things, I like to be very independent. So she's saying that her passing was almost welcome, because her world just got smaller and smaller, and she hated it. She is saying something about the month of June, and she is saying something about a baby for some reason. I got you, Tanaya. Aha. Oh, I love her. She's saying something about the month of June and something about a baby. I don't know what the hell that's about. Baby? This sounds just like her. She says that this is the advice that she has come for you. She has come to say to you. She says, live life. And this is for everyone listening. I keep hearing this from the other realm. Do what you want to do. Have a good time. Live your life. Don't be so caught up in what you're supposed to do and not supposed. I want a baby so bad, a second child. Oh. Yeah, cuz I didn't see a particular baby. Um um I didn't get anything, Vanessa. I got Tanaya. Yeah, I didn't get anything. I got Tanaya though. Um, yeah, so what's funny is I didn't see a particular like girl or boy. I just saw June is my dad's birthday month. Oh, okay, snap. Yeah, I just saw I saw like both colors, which told me it was about a baby. She says, just do whatever you want to do, march to the beat, do your own thing. But she's saying mostly what's important is enjoy life. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Okay. And this is for everyone. She's like, if you want to eat the thing you want to eat, eat it. If you want to go to the place you want to go, go. She says, she wished she kind of let loose a little bit more because she kind of followed the rules a lot. And she says that she's really happy to report. This is the last thing she's saying, that in this realm, there's love and support. There is no judgment. There is nobody judging and telling you who you're supposed to be and not supposed to be. And she's very happy about that. All right, Jason. It's Jason and then Tanaya. You welcome. Thank you everyone for joining. Remember, I post things on my Instagram um, all the time about different things that I'm doing. I'm giving 50% off of readings for the next few days with the code happy for Mother's Day because I know it's a difficult time and also a happy time. It's not just difficult. Okay, work is extremely tough right now. I'm supposed to leave or search. That's so comforting. Thank you. You're welcome to leave or search for a new job or search for a different field now or stay and hope for a better year. Well, there is no supposed to because the future we are actively involved in it. Do you want to leave? Because I can tell and see. So all I can tell you and see how I see things happening. If you stay, I feel like what's happening is the place you're at is that they're really struggling and they're kind of putting the way they're running things right now is kind of almost like they're sewing it together with a needle and thread, like they're barely holding on to what the way they're running it. So it's almost like the way they're running it is just like barely holding on, you know what I mean? So I don't see it actually changing too much. If anything, they're just kind of trying to keep it the way it is, at this time, which is like barely holding on. They definitely are struggling, and it doesn't look like it's going to change in a year. So I feel like you need to look for a different job. And I can't these are like mini readings, so I can't you know what I mean? Like I can't tell you a whole give you a whole thing, but what I can tell you is that if you start looking for a different job, I feel like that's the path that you could definitely go down. And if that's the path that you're going to take, I would start looking now. And that's how all everyone is feeling. I'm mentally struggling, no problem, understand. Yeah, I feel like this is the path you want to start looking down. Is looking down the path of, okay, I'm going to start looking in a new direction, you know, and I wouldn't say you has to be a new field. You just need to not be working there. I definitely don't feel like it has to be a new field, only if you want. Um, but in longer readings, I go over that, or I'm even doing mentorships where I'm helping people with that. But I feel like for now, what you need to do is just you need to leave there. And I feel like you have time. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better. Nothing's going to get worse. It's just going to remain the same and you're going to be miserable. So start putting one foot in front of the other and moving in a new direction. Okay. All right, TB, you're up. Definitely, I'm saying vamonos. Okay, great. I'm about to push the button to get some mentorship. Okay. That's one thing I've been doing for people is like it's different than readings is I'm kind of taking your hand and going, this is what you need to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is the direction you're going to go and giving more of a tangible thing with my site versus the reading is like showing you and throwing it on the wall and going, that's what it is. And then mentoring people in different areas. Some people are doing it to be professional readers, some people are doing it to hone in on their gifts and realize which ones they have, and some people are doing it in the way I just described. No problem, JW. Can you please look at the energy of my work environment? They recently removed my coworker from a particular program. I sense major changes are coming. What do you see? Any guidance for me? Okay. So, what do you mean they removed your coworker from a particular program? But I will definitely look. I'll definitely look for you. Hold on. Hold on. Um, when I see things for you, Tanaya, I don't see that this is affecting you. It's like very strange. You're sitting there and all of the dominoes are falling around you with other people, but I don't see it affecting you particular. Like I see you sitting there going, "Oh, okay, this is happening, this is happening." But everything you're doing and the job you're doing and the work that you're involved with stays the same for you. Nothing really affects you. I don't see it affecting you. If you want to leave, it's just going to be more about she's no longer doing what she was doing. They haven't decided. Yeah, I don't see that has anything to do with you at all. That has to do with her, honestly. And you are thinking it has to do with something else. I don't see that. This solely has to do with her and the job she's been doing or not doing. You know what I mean? So I don't see this have anything to do with like, oh, the company's changing. I mean, the place is changing and the way they're doing things is changing. I don't see that. I don't see it. I don't see it. You got to kind of not get paranoid every time something changes. It doesn't always mean that all shit is hitting the fan in every direction. It means she's not doing what they want her to be doing. Like she's not doing the job she should be doing. It has nothing to do with, I just don't see it. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, young lady? It's hitting the fan. It's not hitting the fan. It's not. I don't see it. You're asking me what I see. I feel like you think things are hitting the fan because you're seeing things changing for other people, but I don't see it. I feel like what I see is that they're getting rid of the people and they're making changes of the people who haven't been doing the job they're supposed to be doing, that haven't been, leveling up in the way they want them to. I don't see that affecting you. At least in this really quick reading we're doing, I just don't see it. So the one thing I don't do is change my reading. Thanks for calling me young lady. Listen, young lady. The one thing I do in my readings is I don't change what I see. And this is the thing that I will tell everybody about seeing the future or seeing remote viewing is, you know, I sometimes, me, if I have a reputation for I say it like I see it. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell people what I see for real. And that's what I see for real. Okay? So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to close out readings for right now and I will be back, and please look for the next video. I'll be posting tomorrow. I picked three people who got speed readings. And if you didn't get picked this week, then put your name in, read me in the next video. I have all these things. I have a podcast episode I just put out. I have a class that's up on my website for you. And I just you know, try to give as much information as I can on my podcast, on here on my YouTube, on on Instagram, on TikTok. I've been trying to kind of streamline everything because I've been so overwhelmed that I feel like I burnt myself out just doing it all in like random areas. And so I'm trying to streamline everything where everything kind of connects. And of course, my Patreon. Thank you again for reading. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. You too. And on my Patreon, I try to give a lot of over there. So I'm trying to streamline it all. Streamline it all. If you need an editor, I'm pretty good at it. Oh, no, I have an editor. It's more about me having to be doing the information. So go check out my latest podcast. I have the specials up for you for 50% off and readings and my mentorship. You can get all that on my website, Lavine. And send in your emails before you guys leave. Hello. Emails. I need emails for my podcast. You are doing the podcast with me. So if you have a story, Tanaya, now tonight has sent in other has sent in stuff. If you have a story, anybody, send it in. Or if you have a friend who has a story, send it in. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Follow yourself. Follow no one. Listen to your inner voice. See you soon. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody, or morning, or whatever time it is there.